Unbelievable pictures. A plane's wing ripped off as it prepared to fly to Denver. In about 30 seconds, hear from someone on board who was just trying to get to the Mile High City for the holidays. It was a rough night for the blue and orange, and for Peyton, it seems to be getting worse. Wait till you see the things being said on social media. Plus, you won't necessarily wake up to a white Christmas, but you could go to sleep falling to flurries. Chief Storm Station 7 meteorologist Mike Nelson checking in about 90 seconds. Good afternoon, I'm Kristen Scovira in for Lionel Bienvenu, and Molly Hendrickson filling in on the national desk. We'll hear from her in just a moment. Welcome to the Now. And we start with a collision on a runway in New York as people on board this plane were trying to get to Denver. Those shaken passengers are finally landing here in just a couple of hours. Unbelievable pictures, part of the wing just torn off. There are about 150 passengers and crew members on board. No one was hurt, but that plane wasn't going anywhere, and Southwest Airlines scrambling to get them to Denver. Now take a look at some of these photos. This one sent to us from a reporter from the New York Times. He was on that flight. You can see the whole chunk of the wing missing. And in this photo, you can see a member of the ground crew picking up that missing piece of the wing. Pretty scary stuff to see if you're looking out the window of a plane. I spoke to passenger Audra Kolker just a few hours ago, right before she boarded her new flight.
The wing is broken. That's frightening. But Southwest, I think, handled it very, very well and very quickly.
Well, it's been a mess trying to get everyone back to Denver, as Southwest only had 2 other flights from LA LaGuardia to DIA today, and the first arrives about 6:30. We do have a crew there and are hoping to bring you some of their stories from that plane later tonight. And taking a live look outside now, it's been a mild day here in the Mile High City. The light snow we saw yesterday in the metro area has cleared out, moving to the eastern plains. But we're going to head over to Chief Storm Station 7 meteorologist Mike Nelson for what it looks like leading up to Christmas Day. Mike?
A lot of people have to repair their Christmas decorations because it's been blowing all over the place today, Kristen. Look at the wind, 67-mile-per-hour gusts earlier today at Lyman, 40 to 55-mile-per-hour gusts across much of northeastern Colorado. Now, the high wind warning will be lifted at 5 o'clock, but here's how it looked in Greeley this afternoon. Those strong northwest winds just rocketing across the state. The warning will expire as of 5 p.m. on the eastern plains. The next storm is already on the way with more heavy snow taking aim at Colorado. I'll have details in a few minutes.
Thanks, Mike. Well, right now, 7 News reporter Russell Haythorne joins us live from the mountains where, Russell, many people had a hard time getting to their resorts yesterday because of all the snow.
Yeah, Kristen, even today, traffic on I-70 is a mess at times. It jams up, then clears out, then jams up again. This is day 4 of problematic traffic on I-70 in the high country due to blowing snow and heavy volume. It took us about 2.5 hours to get from the Denver metro area today up to Keystone Resorts and ski area. But being patient does have its rewards. All this snow means there are nearly 2,000 acres of skiable terrain open at Keystone. Some resorts have had more than 2 feet of snow this week, with another storm expected the day after Christmas. If you can handle all the traffic, it's worth the wait.
Everybody's been dreaming of a white Christmas, and we're getting just that here at Keystone. 19 inches of snow this week. It's coming down right now. Looks like we have more snow coming right after the holiday.
If you are heading up this direction, it's also very cold up here today. 18 degrees at our position, but it feels like -2 with the wind chill. Coming up at 5, we'll have much more on this story, including resort cancellation and change policies due to the weather. For now, we're live in Georgetown. I'm Russell Haythorne. Back to you.
Thanks, Russell. Well, on this, the busiest travel day of the Christmas season, TSA re-examining security screening procedures as they discover nearly 130 guns were smuggled through security in Atlanta, some even loaded. A Delta baggage handler and former Delta employee are accused of smuggling those weapons on board passenger planes. Now, investigators say Eugene Harvey, the baggage handler, used his security clearance to bring the guns into the airport. His accomplice, Mark Quinton Henry, would meet him in an airport restroom, then smuggle the guns onto flights in his carry-on bags. Now, both men were arrested after selling the guns to an undercover investigator in New York. So how does Denver International measure up by comparison and keep those dangerous materials from getting through security checkpoints? TSA says DIA ranks 5th amongst American airports in gun seizures. And according to our partners at the Denver Post, this year through mid-December, TSA seized 65 firearms from Denver passengers looking to board a plane while packing heat. Many passengers saying they just forgot they had a gun in their bags. But it's a pretty pricey mistake. Anyone who brings a firearm to an airport security checkpoint faces criminal penalties and a civil penalty up to $11,000. A Denver gym goer lost more than a couple of calories when a woman stole a key fob from an unlocked locker and went on a spending spree. Here's a suspect you can see leaving the 24-hour fitness located on Kipling Parkway. According to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, the thief took the key out of the locker, headed straight to the parking lot, and stole a purse right out of the car. She then used credit cards from the purse. If you know anything about this, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office. And new right now, a Westminster man will spend the next 35 years in federal prison, convicted of transporting and possessing child porn. Gregory Hobson was convicted of having thousands of pictures and videos of children in sexually compromising situations and of giving those pictures to other people. He will serve those 35 years in addition to the 16 years he was already serving for sexually assaulting 2 children under the age of 12 in Boulder County. And we've just learned there's a $2,000 reward to find the driver who struck and killed a woman at Fillmore and Milwaukee Street, then took off. It happened on Tuesday, December 9th, around 8 p.m. Denver police are looking for a person driving a gray pickup truck. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers. And a significant change for the FDA as they begin to relax restrictions on gay men donating blood. Up to this point, gay men who have had sex with other men since 1977 cannot donate blood, but now they can donate if they haven't had sex with men in the last year. The restrictions were put in place in the midst of the AIDS epidemic. Today's change falls short of what many wanted to see, but hope that this signals that the FDA will continue to revisit its policies. And there's now a way you can see the controversial movie The Interview right here in Colorado. The Alamo Drafthouse in Littleton will screen the movie on Christmas Day. The theater is planning on showing the film once a day until New Year's Day, all after Sony announced today a limited release of the film. And for more on that, we're going to go to Molly Hendrickson now at the National Desk. Molly?
Yeah, Kristen, a new twist in the ongoing Sony saga surrounding the release of the movie The Interview. The film company just announcing it'll release the comedy on Christmas Day in a limited number of theaters. Seth Rogen responding with this tweet, "The people have spoken, freedom has prevailed." An independent movie chain in Austin, Texas is already selling tickets for the movie on its website. The Plaza Theater in Georgia also tweeting they may show the movie as well, and the list continues to grow. This comes just days after Sony Pictures yanked the movie from theaters across the country. Several large chains canceled showings of The Interview, citing threats to theaters. Major Hollywood actors harshly criticizing that decision, including President Obama, who is now applauding this latest announcement. And according to new reports, Sony will release The Interview through video on demand. Back to you.
Thanks, Molly. And that's not all from Sony today. Its lawyers just sent a letter to Twitter threatening to sue. They're demanding that Twitter suspend any accounts that shared any leaked information following the hack. Also, Sony wants Twitter to destroy any information that has already been published. And Sony sounds like they're serious, saying, quote, "If Twitter does not comply with this request, SPE will have no choice but to hold Twitter responsible for any damage or loss arising from such use of dissemination by Twitter." And it's been a rough day for Bronco fans. Many of us just trying to forget what happened last night under the bright lights of Monday Night Football. Peyton Manning throwing 4 picks, including this pick 6 at the end of the 4th quarter that put the Bengals up by 2 scores. It was heartbreaking. That's the most interceptions he's ever thrown in one game during his time with the Broncos. Denver lost to Cincinnati 37-28. So what does this mean for the Broncos? Playoff run. Well, we still have that chance to secure the first-round bye. All we have to do is beat the Raiders on Sunday. But last night's loss means the Patriots have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which means the road to the Super Bowl will have to go through New England. And Broncos headlines have been trending online all day. We're going to go over to digital expert Ryan Tronier for the best of the worst, really.
Tough loss for the Broncos, even tougher for Peyton Manning on social media. The quarterback has been a meme ever since showing up to last night's game wearing this suit, which was quickly compared to the suit Napoleon Dynamite wore to prom. Rough, but social media hasn't gotten any kinder to Manning in the past 24 hours. Hashtag Manning face and hashtag Thanks Manning trending on Twitter, with fans in Boston thanking Manning for the Patriots clinching the top seed. News outlets and sports writers across the country saying that Manning is looking his age, critical of his interceptions and making fun of a small helmet that didn't quite fit his big head. Now, the memes are all over Facebook today, and social media can be a really tough place, especially after a loss.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, CSU welcoming its new head coach. Mike Bobo arrived in Fort Collins by private jet this afternoon. Bobo spent the last 14 seasons at Georgia. He spoke today after being formally introduced to the media.
Yes, it's about wins. We're gonna get after it, and we're gonna coach them hard, and we're gonna be demanding. All right, there's no doubt about it. I hate to lose. All right, but at the same time, we're gonna make a difference, and I believe in my heart. Everybody on this campus feels the same way, and that's why I'm standing here today.
Bobo, of course, is replacing Jim McElwain, who left the 10-3 Rams to take the head coach in Florida. And we're just getting started here on The Now. Check this out. Yep, that's $1.69 a gallon, and it's right here in Colorado, where you've got to go to cash in on these cheap prices. Plus, all she wanted to do was check on her puppy, but her jerry-rigged puppy cam caught a lot more on cam, and this one will have your blood running cold. But first, how about your favorite cocktails and how they could land you a sweet gift card to a local hotspot? The Now returns in just 3 minutes. Sorry. FedEx dropping. FedEx. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to get all these scripts. There's so many. Okay, this. So we said E, and then after E is, what's the P thing? That's the monitor. Oh, that's this? No, that's where Ryan usually stands. Oh, P is over there. Yeah. Right. Okay, sorry. Oh, so I join Ryan over there, and then I toss out. Okay, then I toss back to Mike. And this corner here. Got it. Okay, okay. Okay. Be advised today's the busiest day before Sunday. More than 160,000 passengers make their way through DI-4. Whether you're not, you can Missouri. And Air Express will be flying non-stop Detroit April 6th. They If you're heading to the airport, be advised today is the busiest day before Christmas at Denver International Airport. More than 166,000 passengers expected to make their way through DIA. Fortunately for travelers, the weather here in Denver, not much of a factor this year. Even so, you're going to want to give yourself a little extra time to get through those lines. And consider this, between now and next Monday, DIA will see more than 1 million passengers. And if home for you happens to be Branson, Missouri, you just got an early Christmas present. Today, Branson Air Express announced they will be flying nonstop from Denver to Branson starting April 16th. Flights are already available for purchase online. Denver-based Frontier Airlines used to fly that route, but discontinued their nonstop flights to Branson at the end of October. Now, let's get over to digital expert Ryan Tronier now with some downloads and some holiday fun.
Some call him the internet's Clark Griswold, and others call him that guy with all the lights, because for the past 10 years, Alex Komartinsky has featured elaborate holiday displays on his front lawn that people control from the comfort of their laptops. Alex live streams his lights display through 3 webcams from the website komar.org. Merrymakers can also use the site to turn lights on and off, including an illuminated Homer Simpson, the Incredible Hulk, and even a balloon boy. Now, the display goes live online every day at 5 p.m. This is also Alex's last year producing the display, and to celebrate, he is matching Clark Griswold's 25,000 lights. So, also going on today is the last day to enter our Christmas cocktail contest. Post a photo of your recipe and of your favorite holiday recipe, and you can win a gift certificate to Sessions Kitchen. Now, the people can enter the contest through our Facebook page. They have till midnight tonight, and the winner is announced on Christmas Eve.
Do you have a holiday favorite, or are you just asking for suggestions?
You know, anybody's favorite. My personal favorite is wassail. My great-grandmother made this really good wassail drink. It was awesome.
I don't know if I know what that is.
It's like a hot cider.
Oh,
hot
okay.
Christmas
Well, that
cider.
sounds good, and it's a little chilly outside. It's breezy, but nothing that a little wassail, if that's what you call it, should cure. So we're going to step over this way and talk to Chief Storm Station 7 meteorologist Mike Nelson. And it was a little breezy today, I noticed, as I walked outside. It kind of ruffled the hair a bit.
Oh, just a bit, Chris. As a matter of fact, it's small dog warning in effect today. You had to really tie those little guys down. It was so windy out in the eastern plains, it did cause some road closures for a while on I-70, places like that. Right now, most of the snow's over. It's getting quieter this evening. The winds will die down. It's going to be a pretty nice evening. Temperatures are cold, though. Look at these readings, just in the upper 20s to low 30s at lower elevations, and single digits and teens in the mountains. It's a cold one indeed. Statewide, readings on the plains are in the 20s, but you combine that northwest wind that still continues at 20 to 30 miles per hour. It feels like 0 to about 5 degrees above zero. And as far as the weather conditions across the region, it's going to quiet down for tonight and tomorrow, but we have a new storm coming in, a winter storm watch for Christmas Day through Saturday morning. Up to 18 inches of snow possible for the mountains. Here's what it looks like tonight. The winds die down, temperatures drop into the teens, but you notice that sunset, 4:38 p.m. That's actually 2 minutes later than it was just a couple of days ago, because the days are starting to get longer now.
Oh, well.
Because it's winter.
Because it's winter.
Right.
I know, you kind of forget that it's not really winter until just
we've
about
bottomed out. We're
now.
coming back.
Well, check this out. Our Rocky Mountains, not the only slopes getting the white stuff. Here's an image taken by NASA of the frosty slopes on Mars, taken by the Boulder-built high-rise camera. You can see frosted gullies on a south-facing hill inside that crater. This time of year, south-facing areas frost over. Areas facing north have already melted. Well, right now, some viral video that could mean Christmas is a bit of a bummer for some folks in Colorado.
Here is why somebody's not getting Christmas presents, because this FedEx truck's back door is open.
Oh, yeah, that FedEx driver forgot to close the trunk door as he drove along Highway 40. Finally, the guy filming it all got the driver's attention, but not before several packages went flying. We just wouldn't want to be that guy, especially when his boss sees that video. And still ahead, right here on The Now, it's video you've got to see. She just wanted to check on her puppy with a camera phone, but she actually caught might make you want to install something similar.
North Korea. Double boxes. No boxes. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm not used to getting an answer. Is there a toss or is it just straight to me? Okay. I love you. Just talking back to me. Right? Welcome back. Internet service is again down in North Korea for the second day in a row. The country experienced a 9-hour internet blackout on Monday. And so far today, monitoring specialists report there's been at least one outage lasting about 30 minutes. Many speculate it's in retaliation to cyber attacks on Sony Studios, which the FBI linked to North Korea. But security analysts say it's unlikely. Back to you.
Thanks, Molly. Now to some adorable video making the rounds on the internet. This little guy sees his owner as he's coming back to pick him up at doggy daycare. And this dog, take a look, he cannot contain his excitement, dancing away. He's got some great moves. The video was posted on YouTube by Kevin Clancy just 3 days ago. This guy already has 2.5 million hits. Well, a would-be robber in Arizona busted by a doggy cam and an app called Mannything. Elizabeth Irwin from our affiliate in Phoenix shows us how the homeowner nabbed the bad guy.
911, what is your emergency?
Hi, there's someone in my house.
Mia set up this old iPhone to scope out what her dogs do when she's gone.
Yes, I'm watching out my surveillance camera from work.
But when she pulled up the live cam Friday,
my dogs are there. He was giving my dogs dog treats.
She saw a complete stranger wandering around her living room. At one point, the bad guy spots the camera.
He's running the camera. I should turn it off.
But not before Mia got a good look at him, and Tempe cops got the house surrounded.
Locked down all the alleys and streets and things of that nature. And we actually witnessed the suspect coming out of the backyard into the alley.
You can see what happens next. The would-be burglar in cuffs, loaded into a Tempe police car and taken away. As for Mia's boyfriend,
when I talked to her, she was crying, saying there was someone in the house. I called the police. You need to get home.
He rushed home, shocked that their puppy cam saved them from becoming crime victims.
I kind of freaked out because I wanted to make sure my dogs were okay. I said, okay, I'm going home right now.
Tempe police say
the planets aligned in this one. We couldn't have asked for anything more in terms of, you know, getting real-time intelligence and reporting to us.
Police asked us not to show the bad guy's face. They think he's responsible for a bunch of other crimes, but they're still investigating. The suspect told police he was going for the homeowner's Xbox. Well, things are just getting started here on The Now. In the next 30 minutes, if you're a procrastinator and still don't have plans for Christmas dinner, never fear. We found a few places that will be open, but there's a catch. Most have very specific locations. And what was once the stuff of science fiction, now a reality, as Google debuts a car that drives itself. And while you won't probably want to wake up to that white Christmas, we've still a little chance of snow, and Chief Storm Station 7 meteorologist Mike Nelson is on deck when we return. But first, we leave you with a holiday greeting from our service members overseas.
Thomas Patrick Lowry at Yokota Air Base in Japan, sending holiday greetings to my nephew and his family in Denver, Colorado. Ben, Sasha, Zeke, and Colette, have a great Christmas.
DO. Drop cam on DO8. So what do we start? And then from.
You can use my phone for the videos.
Okay.
It's on this time. Apologize.
Oh, it was okay. I was
didn't know
like,
it wasn't on.
what?
I didn't know it wasn't on because when you're looking off camera and then you come over here, it looks weird from the open.
Oh yeah,
If
right.
you don't see a prompter, just tell me.
I didn't know what to do, so I was
You're gonna
like,
stand
well.
on C right there. It's gonna be on me.
Okay, so then this one is.
So now you're gonna read the videos on here, and then come out with you and him. So whether.
Okay. So we're just doing that.
Carlin, how are you today?
Good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous working with Kristen.
I'm
okay. Trying to.
As he should be.
Trying to get through it.
Arm on top of her.
If you
took
just,
that,
that's, yeah,
arm on the
that's,
head. You're the tiniest person I've worked with since.
ever?
No.
Oh,
No.
that's because I'm
Amanda
wearing my
Costa's
heels.
tinier than you, but not by much.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
could see that, I
Yeah.
could see that.
Amanda would be looking up at you. Wow.
That's how I feel when I stand next to Molly, let's
Oh
be
my
real.
gosh. Molly's.
She was kind to me
Put
yesterday,
Molly in
and
a pair of 4-inch
yeah,
heels,
she
it's like-
she wore flats. Thank goodness. So that was nice.
It's pretty crazy. You're doing a nice job, though.
Thanks.
No, she's not.
What?
Jessica.
I would like a
Wow.
picture of this moment too. This is like, send it.
What's that?
Of us getting to do this.
Yeah,
this
it's
is like
awesome.
this is my
You've worked
Channel
with my
5.
son, and now you.
I know. Comes full circle.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you guys work there at the same time?
I missed him by like a second.
So you worked with
Kim and Sana.
Kim and Sana. She was
Like-
also my intern.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh. She's not doing it anymore.
No, she got burned out on it.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
It'll do it to you.
Said the man with the.
You want it on there?
Okay. Welcome back. We're working on a lot of exciting stories for you in the next 30 minutes. We get a behind-the-scenes look at NORAD's Santa tracking system and hear from the Denver company helping to make it all happen. Then at 4:40, a luxury resort for your feline. This is where your cat lovers will want to drop off your furry friend before you head out of town. Plus, gas prices under $2 here in Colorado, where drivers are lining up to take advantage of the discount at the pump. Next. But first, we're going to take another look at the weather. It's been a mild day here in the metro area. Maybe some of those shoppers a little windblown, but this is a live look outside right now. And yeah, you already said it was a kind of a small dog, like you want to hold on to it kind of day. It might just blow away.
Oh, I tell you what, the winds were just screaming on the plains. Snow was blowing, not very nice out there, Kristen. Metro area, it's been windy, but the winds are dying down now. But the temperatures range from the 30s over the downtown area, just in the teens. If you're up in the mountains today, great powder, really cold. As far as conditions across the state, it's going to quiet down tonight. The winds are dying down. The temperatures are going to be cold. The advisories are just about all lifted. There's still some wind concerns out on the eastern plains, but that's all going to expire no later than 5 o'clock. This comes in Christmas Day through Saturday morning. We're talking a foot or more of new snow for the mountains. And down here, accumulating snow, not so much on Christmas Day, but Christmas night into Friday morning for the metro area.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we're going to go to Molly Hendrickson now at the National Desk. Deadly tornado in Mississippi.
Yeah, we're following this breaking news. 4 people are reportedly dead, multiple hurt following several tornadoes in Mississippi. There are reports of people trapped inside their homes and injuries in Laurel. Highway 98 in Columbia is shut down. Several homes have roof damage. Now here's a picture of the tornado over a shopping center. There's also a picture of the storm ripping through a gas station. Just check out the damage to the roof there. Here's a photo showing a building partially torn apart. And lastly, this picture of a car turned on its side. Now, during the last hour, a tornado warning was issued for neighboring Louisiana. We'll be closely watching this storm and bring you updates as they develop. Back to you.
Thanks, Molly. Well, a record-breaking day on Wall Street. The Dow Jones broke through 18,000 for the first time today. The stock market has been steadily climbing since the Federal Reserve pledged it would cautiously raise interest rates. Government economists revised their estimate for the final economic quarter of this year. They now project economic growth in this country could reach its fastest pace in 11 years. And here's a Christmas miracle for drivers in northern Colorado. This Western convenience gas station in Fort Collins practically giving gas away for $1.69. You heard that right. And of course, this caused a traffic jam at Mulberry and Riverside. And our own 7 News reporter Major King out there getting this video for us, hopefully filling up his tank at the same time. And Colorado isn't the only state with low prices. Gas across the country at the lowest prices we've seen since 2009. As Newsy's Zach Toombs tells us, we haven't even bottomed out yet.
Consider it an early Christmas present. This week, gas prices are their lowest since 2009. The average gas price in the U.S. dipped down to $2.43. And there are stations in 24 states selling gas for under $2 per gallon. This drop in price is thanks to an oil boom. The high supply has pushed the cost of oil down to about $60 a barrel. Back in June, the price was $115 a barrel. The boom is a response to the high oil prices of 2010, the U.S. stepping up its crude oil production to combat those prices. By last summer, the U.S. became the largest source of crude in the world. As this was happening, demand for oil began tapering off in European and Asian countries as economies weakened and fuel efficiency increased. Pretty soon, supply started to surpass demand, and in September, prices began to fall more sharply. Making things more severe, OPEC, which produces a third of the world's oil supply, decided not to cut back on production. That move sent gas prices down even further. And analysts say the decline has not bottomed out yet. Prices are expected to continue to drop through New Year's.
We'll still ahead on the Now. What to do with your spoiled kitty when you go on your Christmas vacation. We'll show you what this luxury cat hotel is offering next. And remember, the Now is always on, always connected to you, even when we're not on Channel 7. Find links to your favorite stories on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for The Now Denver or find us at thedenverchannel.com/theNow.
Okay. Straight toss, no split. Gotcha, thank you. I'm like getting really cold. The AC kicked on. I know, right? I don't think they clean anywhere. Really? No, they do. I see them, but I don't know. There's too many humans. Yeah. Steady away. Happening right now, we're learning Vice President Joe Biden will attend Saturday's memorial service for Officer Rafael Ramos, one of the 2 officers killed in New York on Sunday. The White House says the vice president is attending at the request of the president. Meanwhile, the mother of the man who killed the 2 New York City police officers is apologizing for her son. In a statement, shooter Ishmael Brinsley's mother says, "Please accept my deepest condolences sincerely. As a mother, now I hurt for the loss of my son, just like they're hurting for the loss of their sons." This morning, Mayor Bill de Blasio and his wife visited the memorial in Brooklyn for those 2 officers. The mayor's wife placed flowers at the site. They also observed a moment of silence at the time those officers were killed. Back to you.
Thanks, Molly. Well, millions of Americans travel for the holidays, and many can't take their animals with them. So where do you put them? Of course, you can put them in kennels, but what about a hotel for your cat? I recently discovered plush pet accommodations you'll find right here in Colorado. Cozy fires, soft music, and dozens of themed rooms. It looks like your typical hotel, and it is, except for one detail. It's just for cats.
The people that have cats understand completely, and the people that don't have cats just kind of scratch their head with the idea of a hotel for cats.
Michael Knockett and his wife opened the Evergreen Cat Lodge for fellow feline enthusiasts who didn't want to keep Kitty cooped up in a cage.
We decided to open the kind of facility that we would want to board our cats at. We fill up way in advance for the holidays. People generally have to book at least 3 or 4 months in advance for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
There are 32 different rooms: economy, deluxe, and VIP. So if your cat is lucky enough to stay in the VIP or very important pet room, she's going to enjoy piped-in music, a ventilated litter box, an electric fireplace, and you'll enjoy the webcam so you can check in with her while you're away.
I think they get much better care here. Certainly personal attention.
That's loyal customer Bruce McCandless. And if that name sounds familiar, it should. Bruce is a former NASA astronaut. He made the first ever untethered free flight using the Manned Maneuvering Unit in 1984.
We're just people and we have cats.
Bruce dropped 4 furry friends off just ahead of the holiday and says he hopes his high praise won't ruin a nearly perfect situation.
Divulging the location of your secret fishing hole. You like to boast about it, but on the other hand, you don't want everybody coming.
Well, rooms start at $22 a day and can run up to $35 for the VIP. There's a $5 charge for each additional cat, but multiple family cats can stay together. Michael tells me a family boarded their cats for 3 months while they vacationed in Sweden. They've even had cats flown in from Dubai. Well, we're about to turn this thing up a notch. Coming up in 3 minutes on The Now, we're going commercial free with 15 minutes of nonstop news. We have your Christmas Day forecast just ahead and what you need to know if you're traveling to other parts of the country. Plus, an alternative to Christmas dinner, the local restaurants that save you from slaving away in the kitchen. That's all ahead as we approach 15 minutes to 5. But first, we leave you with another holiday greeting from our service members overseas.
Hi, I'm Tech Sergeant Stacy Foster, stationed at Osan Air Base, Republic of Korea, and I want to wish my wife Sarah, our kids Ethan, Emma, Noah, and Caleb, and all our family and friends back home, happy holidays. I love you and miss you all, and I'll see you soon.
They just told me I was over here. I'm that small, you can't see me. In just about 2 hours, some of the folks on board this Southwest Airlines flight will land in Denver. Everyone is okay, but you can bet they're shaken up. These folks were on the runway in LA at, LaGuardia, where their plane collided with another, literally ripping a piece off the wing.
What we felt was a sudden jolt. Looked out the window, and it was very evident that part of the wing had fallen off.
The plane was obviously not going anywhere, so all 150 people had to get off the plane and try to get on other flights. Again, the first Southwest flight from LaGuardia to Denver arrives around 6:30. Now, here are some of today's headlines in about 90 seconds. Right now, this Colorado Springs guy, Jeremiah Perez, behind bars right now, accused of threatening to kill police. Investigators say he posted online threats about current and retired officers in Colorado. If convicted, he faces 5 years in prison and up to $250,000 in fines. This guy, Gregory Hobson, he's going to serve 35 years behind bars, accused of transporting and possessing child porn. That's on top of a sentence he's already serving for assaulting 2 kids in Boulder County 3 years ago. And Denver police are looking for the woman in this video. They say she stole a car key from an unlocked locker at a 24-hour Fitness on Kipling Parkway. She found the car in the parking lot, stole a purse inside, and used the credit cards. If you know anything about this one, call the sheriff's office. Sony just deciding to release its movie The Interview at select theaters around the country this Thursday. Originally, the studio pulled the film following threats of 9/11 style attacks on theaters. The FBI later confirmed that North Korea was behind the threats. Part of the movie plot includes the assassination of North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un. Last Friday, President Obama criticized Sony's decision to pull the film. And congrats to Mike Bobo, just named CSU's new head football coach. Bobo spent the last 14 seasons at Georgia. He's, of course, replacing Jim McElwain, who left the 10-3 Rams to take the head coaching job at Florida. And those are your headlines in about 90 seconds. Well, let's get over to Molly Hendrickson now at the National Desk with a heartbreaking story out of Florida. Molly?
Yeah, Kristen, right now, 4 people, including 2 children, found dead inside a car that crashed into a pond in Kissimmee, Florida. Police found the car submerged in the pond. A tow truck removed the vehicle, and police found a man, woman, infant, and a child in a booster seat. Investigators are trying to figure out how the crash happened. We're following this story, and we'll keep you updated with those developments. Back to you.
Thanks, Molly. Well, hundreds of flights delayed today as heavy rains, gusty winds, and thunderstorms caused problems for holiday travelers. Folks on the East Coast saw 1 to 2 hour delays as they prep for what may be a white Christmas. The Midwest prepping for conditions similar to what we saw yesterday, while the Gulf Coast is expecting 3 to 5 inches of rain and conditions that could be suitable for tornadoes. So I guess that feels pretty lucky to be here right now. We're looking outside, and what a beautiful night. Just that icy blue sky.
Ooh, nicely described. Good adjectives.
I'm trying here, you know, and some wind out there too. Nothing Santa can't handle. You know,
No.
It's windy, but you know.
We have great Santa weather, but actually we're going to have a white day after Christmas coming up.
Perfect.
Get a little snow Christmas night into Friday morning, which is great because, you know, school's off.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Nothing to
Most
do.
people are on vacay. It's not a problem. Kristen, let me show you, first of all, temperatures along the Front Range. Not a bad evening. It's been a cold, blustery day, but it is late December. You expect that this time of year. Upper 20s to low 30s right now over the metro area. The winds are dying down, and they'll continue to do so. The wind warning on the eastern plains has been lifted now. That storm system that caused our snow and the tornadoes and the rain, it's all the same system, but it's moving away from us. Single digits and teens in the mountains. It was a cold day, but a great powder day up in the high country for today. As far as the conditions overnight tonight, it's going to be a chiller, but not unusually so. The normal low is at 17. That's where we're going to get to by morning. Lighter winds, mostly clear skies, and those temperatures will just slowly be dropping down during the nighttime hours. Not a problem at all. Now, looking ahead, there's not much happening in the state currently. A little bit of light snow lingers in the mountains. It's just snow showers. The main push of moisture is now out in Kansas, Nebraska. That's the same system that's causing the trouble down the Gulf Coast area. but there's a new one already on the way. It's coming in from the Pacific Northwest. A winter storm watch goes into effect Christmas Day in the afternoon for the mountains west of the Divide. An avalanche warning continues down in the San Juans because the wind and the snow has loaded up some of those slopes that could really slide. So you want to be careful about skiing in the backcountry right now. But this thing is going to come in and really do a pretty good number on us for Christmas Day into Friday. Let me take you ahead. Now, this is tomorrow evening. A little snow starts in the mountains, but not very much. Take you right on through early Christmas morning. And you see by lunchtime on Christmas Day, snow starts to move into the mountains. Nothing expected on the plains. It'll be a merry and bright Christmas Day on the eastern plains with just a gradual increase in clouds coming up. So no worries as far as Santa getting in there or your relatives getting in there. But watch what happens by the time we get to 6 p.m. Christmas night. If you're sitting down to have a Christmas dinner in the mountains west of the Divide, you start to get some pretty good snows coming in. And to the east, we're going to start to pick up a little bit of snow between 6 p.m. Christmas night and midnight. You start to see it picking up here. So we'll probably technically get a white Christmas because we'll get accumulating snow between about 6 p.m. Thursday night and midnight for Friday morning. And so that would be technically a white Christmas. We'll have measurable snow. The main event, though, comes in starting at midnight on Friday, taking us into early morning on the 26th and until noon. And looking at this could be snowfall amounts that are pretty impressive along the Front Range. I'm just going to give you a little advance notice. 8 to 16 inches of snow for the mountains by noon on Friday, 4 to 8 in the foothills, some of the higher elevations around the metro, and 2 to 4 over most of the city for Friday. So the great news, Kristen, is if you get a sled or a snowboard or a new set of skis for Christmas, Friday is going to be a great day to get out and enjoy it.
I'm pretty excited.
I am too.
Well, and you know, a lot of people aren't working, but NORAD Santa trackers, they're just starting. They've got a couple hours of rest, but then early tomorrow morning, they'll be tracking Santa's sleigh as he makes his way across the world on Christmas Eve. Now, it all started with a wrong number back in 1955. A kid called to talk to Santa, and he was mistakenly transferred to NORAD. And now a Denver company helps NORAD set up its phone system for the big night. We talked to Level 3 communications spokesperson about this afternoon and what this means to be a part of a global event.
And we provide the voice services that allow children to call into the hotline and speak to somebody so they can figure out exactly where Santa is and when he's going to be at their home. And it's a global endeavor for us. So though we provide local services, certainly children from all over the world call in, and our global network is able to support that.
Now, NORAD gets as much as 20 million page views on their website Christmas Eve as kids from all over the world log on to track Santa Claus. Now, the Now's own Lionel Bienvenu went down to Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs to give us a behind-the-scenes look at this operation.
The North American Aerospace Defense Command is all about protecting us from attack. Not this week. It's all about this guy. The annual NORAD Santa Tracker is ready to go for Christmas Eve.
The same resources that we use to protect North America 365 days a year, we're able to track Santa on December 24th, which we consider our most important mission. So those same fighter aircraft and the radars and the satellites, we use those to track Santa on his special day.
Over 1,700 volunteers will be at the command center starting at 4 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve. They'll be live streaming Santa's journey on the website, on Facebook, on Twitter, on a mobile app, OnStar in your car, answering emails, and over 117,000 phone calls. I got an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour.
This is our main room of our operations center. We have a few technicians that are still putting together the last touches of the phone lines. Right. So we have phones set up at every station. We have some computers set up to answer emails.
I have to take a call. Hold on. Yeah, you need to go to bed, kids, okay? Santa's coming right now. Go to bed.
That's a common response that we give to the children, is that Santa won't visit unless they're in bed and asleep. And so sometimes some of the volunteers will be talking to the child, and then there'll be no one on the phone. And then a parent will pick up the phone and say, "Thank you, she just ran upstairs to bed, and we've been trying to get her to go to sleep for 2 hours."
There's the ones that make you laugh, but also the ones that bring a tear to the eye. Kids calling and asking if they can have a brother or sister healed from cancer, or can Santa say hi to mom or dad in heaven, things like that.
The technology used to make all this come together is mind-boggling. They start getting ready in May. for what is one of the biggest and happiest days of the year at NORAD.
There is a buzz in the room like you probably never experienced. I wouldn't even say I've ever experienced it at a music concert.
Right.
It's the spirit of Christmas is all throughout this building, and it's incredible.
Tracy says last year they had well over 100,000 calls. That's just in one day, and they expect more this year. And of course, we'll be keeping close contact with NORAD right here on The Now. Now we're going to go over to digital expert Ryan Tronier now with the download and today's tech headlines.
Star of the interview, James Franco, thanking President Obama this afternoon on Instagram for saving his film, The Interview. Franco writing, saved by President President Obama, sorry. This mispronunciation alluding to President Obama mistakenly pronouncing James Franco's last name as James Flacco in recent statements about Sony Pictures. Moviegoers, of course, excited over the news of Sony deciding to issue a limited theatrical release of The Interview after the entertainment giant previously shelved the project amid hacker threats. So, why the change of heart? It may have something to do with this woman, Judy Smith. She is the real-life political consultant that ABC based Scandal's Olivia Pope character on. Sony just hired her to help manage the aftermath of their own scandal. Her firm, Smith & Company, has offices in both Washington and Los Angeles. Democrat Brad Sherman from California is also pretty happy about Sony's decision to release The Interview. The senator sent this letter to Sony Pictures CEO Michael Linton, offering the halls of Congress as a potential screening location of the previously banned film. Now, Kristen, this movie better live up to the hype. Politicals are weighing in, like press releases are being made. There's a big expectation for this film.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who actually goes to check it out.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, check this out. Google has unveiled its new self-driving car prototype to the world. The car is fully functional and includes headlights. However, it's not designed to have permanent driving tools like a steering wheel. Google plans to test the car on a private track. The tech giant has said in the past that it's interested in launching a pilot program for the cars in the coming years. Now let's check back to Molly at the National Desk one last time. And Molly, more and more theaters are deciding to show this controversial movie, The Interview.
We can't get away from it. At least 190 theaters across the country now plan to show The Interview. Following Sony's announcement, it will release the movie to select theaters. Now, movie theaters have until 8 tonight to request the film. Seth Rogen responding with this tweet: "The people have spoken, freedom has prevailed." An independent movie chain in Austin, Texas is already selling tickets for the movie on its website, and the list just continues to grow. This comes just days after Sony Pictures yanked the movie from theaters across the country. Several large chains canceled showings of The Interview, citing threats to theaters. Major Hollywood actors harshly criticizing that decision, including President Obama, who is now applauding this latest announcement. And according to new reports, Sony will release The Interview through video on demand. Kristen, I will just be glad when this all goes away.
Maybe you just see it and then just move on. Well,
right.
Molly, you spent this morning out and about checking out some restaurants that are open for Christmas?
Yeah, I played Lionel today. Now, if you have family coming into town, you don't have to slave over a giant feast. There are some standalone restaurants open, but many of them are in hotels where out-of-town guests are staying.
Was gone, all gone, no turkey.
Maybe A Christmas Story had it right all along, and you should bag the bird and head out for your Christmas feast.
We do the work for you. You don't have to clean up, you don't have to cook, all you have to do is come with an appetite.
Elway's at the Ritz is one of several restaurants ready to serve you a 3-course menu, complete with a little Christmas cheer.
We have our guests being greeted by champagne upon arrival. They walk into the Ritz-Carlton Denver from our front drive, and they're greeted by basically a winter wonderland.
Trash that turkey. Around here, it's all about duck.
We're actually going to do them Peking style, which is kind of unique, where you cook it with the head on, and we hang them in the oven.
Okay.
Cook them whole, and then we'll break them down for the guests for the half portion.
It's smiling at me.
But don't worry, these ducks come head-free, along with some chestnut soup and finished with Marionberry cobbler. For another classic Christmas standby, head to Imperial Chinese Seafood. They'll be busy as well, but they're more than your typical takeout.
That's why, people always remember when they have a special occasion or a special holiday, they always come here, to dine in.
So whether the dog ate your turkey or you're just looking to save sanity, take a lesson from these guys and think outside the kitchen.
Well, Molly,
now, Kristen, the one thing is that Lionel always gets to eat the food when he goes out. I didn't get to eat anything.
You didn't get to eat anything? And, well, I liked your story, but if my mom's watching, you know, I don't want her to think she's off the hook. I want her to start cooking right now. So I don't know how I feel.
All right, I'll be over to Mom's, too, for Christmas dinner.
Well, that's it from The Now right now. We'll be back tomorrow at 4. Until then, follow us on Twitter and find us on Facebook. Just search for @TheNowDenver. 7 News at 5 starts right now.
And it is 5 o'clock on this Tuesday. 7 News starting with a live look outside. Wind proving to be the big story. Gusts of up to 50 miles per hour, causing some big problems in some parts of Colorado, even shutting down I-70 out east for several hours today. Mike will have more on what's to come in just a moment. But first on this Tuesday, we are learning more about a collision involving 2 jets on the ground at New York's LaGuardia Airport. One of the planes, a Southwest flight headed to Denver, lost one of its wingtips when it collided with an American Airlines jet that was heading to the gate.